everybody, welcome to episode 34 of the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby and I am coming to you from New Brunswick, Canada. Today is Wednesday, July the 11th, 2018. I would first like to start off by welcoming any new viewers who may be tuning in for the very first time. Welcome. And to any returning viewers who are coming back, welcome back. This is a podcast mostly about my knitting and crochet, and there's a little bit of sewing adventures in there as well. So if that's your thing, this is totally the kind of podcast for you. And we have a little furry guest again. This is my sweet kitty Rami, in case you've never seen her before. She's an absolute sweetheart, and she's a girl in my heart because she loves yarn too, which isn't always a good thing because she likes to eat it. Right? Yeah. But she's a total doll and I love her. And she's gone. So anyways, I hope you guys have had an awesome 2 weeks. Let me see what's happened since last time. We had Canada Day. That was pretty cool. I'm not sure if I talked about that. I don't think I did. I don't know. Anyways, sorry, I got a cat trying to get on the table. But it was good and it was quiet. Let me see. I think Saturday, like not this Saturday, the Saturday before, that was the long weekend. Me and Richard decided to take an impromptu trip to Nova Scotia. We were going to take a look at something that we saw online. So it was like an hour and a half's drive from here. So it was in Glasgow, near New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. So that was pretty cool. It was a beautiful, hot, sunny day. So the trip down was really nice. And if you've never had the opportunity to travel through Nova Scotia, you really should. It's beautiful countryside, and it was nice. I got some pictures, so as long as this podcast doesn't run too long, I will try to include them into the video. Hi. Oh. So yeah, it was really nice. So we did that, and Canada Day itself, it was just pretty quiet, just sitting at home. We have been in an extreme heat wave, and I know I think the last couple podcasts I was complaining how I just wish summer would get here. Well, apparently Mother Nature was listening because it's here. I absolutely love it. I am not going to complain at all. But we have been in a heat wave, and I'm going to say it's been, for the past 2 weeks, we've had heat advisories, so the temperatures have been going up into the low 40 Celsius range. So yeah, it's been pretty warm. We've been staying inside a lot to keep cool. We do not have air conditioning. We do, but it's just a matter of getting the system hooked up, because unfortunately this house doesn't have screens in the windows. It does in the bedroom, and it does in one of the spare bedrooms at the front, but unfortunately the window here to my left that does have one, it's too small. So we're gonna have to try to figure that out. Richard that's his department. He's really good with that stuff. So he'll figure that out. But in the meantime, we have fans, and I'm used to that. I didn't grow up with air conditioning, so I'm fine with that. That's okay with me. It's hot, but whatever. It's summer, and I love it. I hate winter, so yeah. Anyways, so that was that. This past weekend, yes, it was the Atlantic Nationals in Moncton. So that is Moncton's biggest car show. So I did not go. It might have ran for 3 days, but for 2 of those days, Saturday and Sunday, as well as the car show, which they hold at Centennial Park, they also have like a model show. So the plastic models that people do. So it's not just of cars, there's military and there's sci-fi and all sorts of scale model stuff that can be shown. So Richard is part of the Moncton Scale Modelers Club, MASA. So he goes every year. I think this was his maybe second or third year. I'm not quite sure. So he was working on a couple models and he entered them in, and I am so happy for him because he came up with this totally wacky design. They always have a theme. So last year's theme, it was like Camaros, and he did one and I did one. And this year it was 40s themed, so automobiles of the 40s. So he took a 41 Chevy pickup truck and he kind of monstered it out, and it was really, really cool. And he actually took first place for creativity. So he won first place in the themed event. So I was super excited for him and happy. So that was cool. I actually did one as well. I chose not to go to this event just because it's hard for me to use public washrooms. As you know, or if you haven't watched before, I am in a wheelchair, so a lot of these places aren't exactly wheelchair friendly. And Richard did say that he thinks that I might have been able to use the washrooms because they have like restrooms on the park itself. However, with so many people there, I just wouldn't have felt comfortable because it's not a fast thing. It takes me at least 20 minutes to use. Yeah, so it's not exactly comforting with so many people around me. So I just opted to stay home. It was hot anyway. So Richard took my model along with me. So I know this is a knitting podcast and I don't have a ton to show you guys just because I have been working so hard to get my model done. I like to do it. I have always loved cars, and I've never done the craft before, like hobby craft before, of modeling. And when I met Richard, that was his thing. That is his thing. And he asked me if I would like to do one with him. So I did, and I had a lot of fun. So I believe this is my 4th model now that I've done in 2 years that I've been doing it. Yes. So that's exciting. So although this is a knitting podcast, I thought I would just quickly share with you because I'm not 100% proud of it. I ended up starting 2 weeks before the show. Not such a great idea. But these things, some people, some experienced modelers, they can get these things done in a day, and I really don't know how. But regardless, I will show you what I have done. It is actually a light blue, so it looks green on here, but still, it's not. Doesn't matter. So I went with a 58 Chevy Impala coupe, sports coupe. So yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's fun. The most thing I am proud of, like if you open up the hood, now this hood's supposed to stay up, but I was actually missing a piece, like the hood hatch that would hook up here. I was missing it in my box, so we're not 100% sure what happened to that, but that's okay. So these are pretty cool. Like there's different ones. You can get snap tight ones, they call them. So those are very child friendly. So I think they already come painted, but pretty much you just snap them together. So I think some of them do require to paint them, but then you just snap them together. These ones actually, there's like a million little pieces. I'm exaggerating on a million, but they come in all the pieces, and then you would glue cement them together, which is actually really fun. So the body here, the main body here is separate, and let me see here, the underside here is actually separate. So all these pieces here, like the exhaust systems, the suspension parts, the tires, all that stuff, the motor, you put all that stuff together. So it's actually really, really fun. And this car is even more awesome because the doors actually open on it. Not all do. So all this painting in here, you paint it all. So the car itself, Richard actually spray painted it because I'm not 100% good at that yet. And we were so close to the show, so I just asked him to do it for me. But I don't know if you can see too well inside, but I did all the painting inside, and you can see a little of the interior there. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Not all scale models come with the doors that open and that, so that was extra cool. So yeah, that was my entry. I was still building it the Saturday morning when he took it, and I had just finished it, and oh my gosh, guys, where I'm sitting, I'm in front, my usual place in front of the sliding doors, and that's where the sun is around the heat of the afternoon, and oh my gosh, it was so hot, and I was getting so frustrated because like anything, when you are on a deadline, everything starts to go wrong, and it was. So I was getting so frustrated. Richard come home one night, and it was like a day before the show, I think, and I was mad. I was so upset, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I'm about to throw that model out the window." And he just started laughing because usually I don't get upset, but I was pretty upset that night. But yeah, I should have known better, but yeah. So anyways, I did not win anything with this. It was entered under the Chevy category because they have the different categories for models, but that's okay because I got a very special treat. And Richard said he had a surprise for me, but he wouldn't tell me. And I was like, okay. So I thought he just like got me a model or something, but no, he came home and he handed me my car, and I cried because, oh, I just broke my bumper. He got Gene Winfield to autograph my car. Oh my gosh. So that was extra special. So I did not win anything, guys, but that was the best. I couldn't ask for anything better, so yeah. So this is what's taken up my time for a good week, which is why I don't have too much knitting to share, but yeah. So hope you guys don't mind. I just wanted to share that with you, and now I have to glue my bumper back on. Oh well, that's okay. So that was pretty exciting, and Richard is pretty happy the show's done now, because it is a pretty stressful time. He got me a really cool display case, so yeah, it can sit in there. And I wanted to fix this car because I had to do it in such a haste that I wanted to try to improve it, make it better. But he said, he got me the display case, and he said just put it in there and just keep it as a reminder, because it's your 4th model and you're just learning, and it's perfect the way it is. So he's amazing. And besides, it has that wonderful autograph now, so I'm happy, and I will. I'm not going to touch it, so that is fine with me. So there was that. And the last exciting thing that has happened in the last 2 weeks was yesterday. We actually got to spend some time with Kaylee. Hi, Kaylee. Richard picked her up Monday night, and she spent the night here with us. And yesterday we went into town, and we went to our favorite place to eat, which is it's called Maple Leaf. I think it's Maple Leaf Chinese or Korean. Can't remember. I'd say it's a Chinese place, but it's like a Chinese buffet, and that's like one of our favorite places to go. So we went there. Keely wasn't able to come down for Father's Day, so this was like a late Father's Day lunch. So that was really awesome and really special. So glad we got to do that because I do miss her. So that was really nice. Fortunately, we had to take her home, but hopefully in the next couple weeks or so she can come visit us again. So yeah, that'd be nice. So that was my 2 weeks. I guess now I'm going to jump over into the fun of knitting, which is what you guys come to see. So I don't have any administration news this week to share with you. So yeah, we'll just get on into the knitting. So first thing, I have a couple finished objects to share with you, and they are pretty exciting. So I was watching Gimme Yarn 418, Erin. Hi, Erin. I was watching her podcast. She has the TGIF podcast over on her YouTube channel. And her latest podcast, she had done the cutest little amigurumi animal. It was a knitted one. And Erin does so many cute little projects like that. She is so talented, guys. I always adore them. So she did this one, and I thought it was so cute. And it is the Little Dragon by Susan B. Anderson, which I believe is one of her latest projects, or designs, sorry. So my dragon has wonky ears right now because I'm going to try to spray block them out so they maybe stay more how they're supposed to be. But regardless, this is Elliott. So this is for Richard's grandson. I decided to make him a little present because his birthday's coming up in September. So once I saw this pattern, I thought it was perfect. So this is Elliott, and I just embroidered his eyes and his nose and his little mouth. His hands are done like sewn together. And I need to do the same thing for his wings. I'm going to try to spray block them, so maybe that they'll just stand up more firm. But he's got a cute little tail, and he does have some little feet. He is just so adorable and so cute. So it's got some really nice, I don't know if you can see them, some garter stitch design going down his belly here. So he is just so cute and so adorable. Really love this pattern. It is a painful pattern on Ravelry, and I highly recommend it. It is seamless, so there is no doing pieces and sewing them on, which I really love. So to do his, you first knit his body, and then you are increasing for his head, and so that's all knit seamlessly. And then after, you're picking up for his ears and his arms, his wings and his tail and his feet. It's all stitches that you're picking up from the body. So everything is seamless. You're not having to sew anything on. So I really like that. Yeah, it's tiny bit fiddly, I will not lie. But I really like it. So yeah. So if you hate sewing on little pieces, maybe you should give it a go. I think it's really nice. And he turns out to be super cute. So yeah. For this project, I used some Sirdar Snuggly DK. And I do not know what the colorway number is because I didn't bring the tag, but it's just a blue color, which that's pretty true to color. If you go over to my Ravelry page, I actually do have the color number there. But this was a 50-gram ball of yarn that I used, and I actually weighed it out after I was done, and it only took me 24 grams of yarn to knit him. I used a 3.25 millimeter needle, DPNs, to do it, and yeah, he turned out really nice. So the pattern recommends that you use 50 grams, but I got away with 24, so I don't know. But anyways, turned out super cute. So the pattern itself actually, hang on, the pattern itself gets you to hold 2 strands of fingering weight together. But I just decided to do a DK weight. Maybe that's why it was different. But anyways, if you use DK weight, I got away with 24 grams. So yeah, he's super cute. Love him. So I got him set aside for September. So that should be fun. And like I said, I had only used 24 grams to knit him. I had 26 grams of this yarn left. So I decided that I was going to make some mittens for him as well. So I went over to Ravelry and I used the World's Simplest Mitten Pattern by Tincanknits. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. And one of the things I love about Tincanknits is that they have quite a few free patterns as well as paid for. But what I love is their mittens, their hats, their garment designs and that. They go from newborn all the way up to adult and bigger sizes too. So I really, really like that. That's a bonus for me. So not only do they have awesome designs, terribly well written, but yeah, they are awesome for that. So anyways, I made a pair of little mittens for him as well. So if I ran out of yarn, I still have I think 4 more skeins of this stuff, so I wasn't too worried. I used 3.25 millimeter DPNs again, and I just casted on the amount of stitches for the smallest size and followed suit. So I followed everything in pattern. Only thing I didn't follow was for the end parts for the top of the mitten and the thumb. You're supposed to just gather your stitches to end it, and I decided to Kitchener stitch them just like I do my socks. So that's the only thing that I did differently. So yeah. So for this, I had 26 grams of that yarn left, and after knitting these, I still had 6 grams left of the yarn. So for these mittens, I only used 20 grams of DK weight yarn. So yeah, I don't know how often this weighing my yarn thing is going to be. I have had a scale for a while, but I never really used it as often as maybe I should. So I'm going to try to be more informative on the podcast here, if that helps you guys at all. And for my Ravelry as well, because I've actually been lacking really bad. I still have not updated with pictures yet. It has just been so hot or busy that I haven't been able to actually get outside to take pictures. So anyways, I need to get onto that, guys. But anyway, World's Simplest Mittens. Love them. Tincanknits. Go check them out. They are awesome. So there we go. So that's it for finished objects. Now for works in progress. I only have one to share with you guys, and it's a pretty exciting one. So this past week it's been hot, and I haven't really had the urge to knit on my sweater just because it is way too hot to be doing that, at least to me. So I haven't been working on that. When we went to Nova Scotia, I actually did take it with me, and I think I did like a repeat or 2 on it, and that was it. So I'm not going to show it just because it's not a lot. My gentleman's socks, I did do a little bit of work on those, but again, it's nothing to really report, so I will just save them for another time. But yeah, I was watching the Nordic Stitches podcast, Lily, and she is wonderful. She's from Norway. I really, really love her podcast. And I discovered, I just started a row here. so I'm just going to get it back. I discovered her podcast, and she's really lovely, and I really love her work. She's actually a designer as well. So this past last week, I think it was, I noticed, because I follow her on Instagram, I noticed that she come out with a new shawl design, and I already have a lot on the go, but it seemed that everything that I had, I didn't really want to work on at the time. I love everything I'm working on, but sometimes you just don't feel inspired, shall we say, to work on something. So I wanted something that was pretty simple and mindless, so I thought about casting on a pair of socks, and then I saw this pattern and I just had to get it right away. So without further ado, so Lily came out with a new shawl design, and it's called Granny's Geraniums, and it is a paid-for pattern, and $3 of the proceeds go to breast cancer research. So I thought that was really, really lovely. This shawl was made in honor of her grandmother, so that's really, really touching to me. And yeah, I not only love the pattern, but I also wanted to help out the cause as well. So I decided to get it, and I casted it on immediately. So I'm going to show it first, then I'll kind of explain it. So here is what I have so far, and it's going to be kind of bunched up because I'm not really using a longish cable for it, but so hopefully you guys can see that. It is a triangular shawl, and the construction of it is really, really cool. So it is modular, which is new to me. So how we started off is we knit this center square here. It's like done in like a mitered square effect. I don't think I'm giving anything away by that. And then once you do the square, you're then picking up sections to do your lace. And I'll bring it up closer here so you guys can see some of that beautiful lace work. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love it. So once you pick up one of the sides here, you knit that, pick up another section over here, and then once you've done that, you pick up section D, which is what I'm on now. And that is picking up stitches along both sides and the underside of your square here. And you're joining it now in like the triangle shape. So that's what I'm working on. And as you can see, we have these beautiful leaf motifs that are going along section D. They are so beautiful. So yeah, that's the shawl. I am totally in love with it. I've never done a modular shape before, and I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, it is beautifully written. It's written, I don't know if it has written instructions actually. It's just charted, and that actually scared me for a minute because I was like, oh gosh, I have followed charts before, but I'm not fond of them. I would rather follow written instructions. But this was so simple, guys. It's very, very easy. There's not too many stitches involved here, like special stitches. So the chart is super simple to remember. And I just had my PDF open, and I was just following along and then highlighting the row that I just finished. It was super simple. So totally followed charts to do this whole thing, and I am so happy. And yeah, it was a bit scary, but if you don't like charts either, or you're new to them, I think you guys could do it. If I could do it, I think you could do it. So yeah, really enjoyed that. It is a beautiful shawl. Sorry about the cable. I really wish I would have thought of that beforehand, but anyways, I just finished section D, And now I am on to what could be the last part of it. So she gives you instructions. So there's like some garter that's going to happen now. You could finish that into like a shawlette size, or you could add like a third color or just another skein to make it a little bit larger. So for me, I like the bigger shawls. So I have this, I have two options. I have a really pretty peach color, which I had paired with this colorway originally, and I could use that, or I actually have some Malabrigo. I have some Malabrigo. It's in the Velvet Grapes colorway, so it's like a plummy purple, and there is some purple in here. Now that I want to find it, I won't be able to. There is some light purple specks in here. In the skein, I'll show you the skein. Maybe I can find some. Like you can see some there. In the skein, there's like some of that dark purple. So I was thinking of maybe adding that in to draw out the purple for the bottom section of the shawl, but we'll see. The Malabrigo, I'm pretty sure it's Malabrigo. It's a little on the thinner side, so this is fingering, but it runs a little bit on the thinner side, so I'm not sure. I'm going to try it, and if it doesn't work, I'll probably just use the peach. But anyways, that is going to happen soon. So now I'm just going to work on the garter section, and I will work down so far and then fade in the third and final color. So it's going to be fun. And I got my little family tree progress keeper on there. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying it. This is pretty much all I have been working on. I started this, I don't know, maybe last Friday, Thursday or Friday. Can't quite remember. But yeah, besides getting my model done, this is pretty much all I've been working on. It is so addicting and has been so much fun. So highly recommend this pattern. And yeah, this lace is very mindless, and so is the lace motif down here. So yeah, it's not hard at all. So now I will show you guys the yarn, because I haven't done that yet. So the shawl can be knit in one solid color, or you could change it up. You can do the center square and something different like I have. And if you do the shawlette, I think it's only one skein. If you want to add in the third color like I'm going to do, you can do that as well. But yeah, I had some leftover Allison Barnes, so I'm using her basic wash merino, 20%, sorry, basic sock base, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and this was in her Morning Mist colorway. And I had this from one of her Fiber Fix boxes from the spring. So I had 38 grams left over, and I just used those that leftover yarn to knit the square. Now I did not use all 38 grams. I still have some left, so I will have to measure that out, or weigh that out, so you guys can know exactly how much I used of it. But there we go. And then for the main body of the shawl here, this beautiful color here, this is Wrap and Turn hand-dyed yarns, and it is the flat foot and fingering, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and it's in the Quince colorway. So here's her card, and there is the name of it there. Sorry if I screwed that up, but I absolutely love this yarn. It's so pretty. So yeah, really, really love it. So that's what I've been working on. I'm going to probably work on it some more tonight, and maybe, now this is a big promise, if I do a podcast next week, it might be done. Just because, like I said, this is all I've been literally working on. It's not that heavy to work on, so it's kind of perfect for this hot weather. So, yeah. uh, that's it pretty much for me. I haven't worked on anything else, like I said, and what I have worked on just isn't worth showing. So I'm going to now move on into a little bit of stash enhancement. So I actually just got this in the mail before I podcasted. So I ordered some yarn from Midnight Cravings. I have been looking at their Etsy shop for a while now, and I decided to give in and actually get some. So I knew it was coming. It was supposed to be arriving tomorrow, but I saw that it was coming today, so I kind of held out doing the podcast until it came so I could show you guys. So yeah, I am super excited about this. So Midnight Cravings is from Saskatchewan, Canada, and she has a lot of beautiful yarns. And she had a three skein set, which is like a shawl set, and it had two of these colors and then another color, and I don't remember now actually what color that was, but it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. However, I wanted to add a different one in, so I'm just going to show it to you. So here is what I got. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am smitten. It's so beautiful. So I'm actually going to take it out of the packaging because it's causing a glare. Okay, so I haven't had these out yet and they're so soft. Okay, so the two that I had saw that she posted were these two together with a third color, which I thought absolutely looked gorgeous. However, she also has this colorway, and I have been so drawn to this color lately for so many reasons. Danny from the Little Bobbins, she did her boxy in a colorway like this, and oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Now I want one. Yeah, I've just been really drawn to this goldeny color, mustard colors. Oh, they're just so beautiful. So yeah. Anyways, I decided that this color had to be part of this set, and it has to be a 3-color shawl. So yes, I will go over the names with you. So this is all on her Sweet Sock base. So it's an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. It's 115 grams or 425 yards. And this colorway is in the Velvet Plum. So it's a little bit darker than what that's showing. Okay, maybe that's a little bit truer right there. It's so pretty. There's the info. So there's that one. And then this one is Taspis Bar. One moment, guys. Hi guys, sorry about that. So anyways, so yeah, the next colorway is Tapas Bar, and it's this very beautiful gray base that has those plummy purples in it, and it actually has some of that gold yellow color, as you can see up here. So in some spots it looks green. Maybe it is green. Oh well. Okay, yeah, it's more green. Sorry guys, I'm apparently colorblind here. So yeah, so pretty. And then this last colorway that I absolutely adore is Harvest. So yeah. Anyways, I just felt that the three worked well together, and that speckle really pulls from both of these. So yeah, had to have it. I've been wanting to get from them out for a while, like I said, and these three, once I saw these three, they were just meant to be. So yeah, totally love it. So I'm not 100% sure what it's going to be. Kind of thinking it might be a Suburban. Now, if you've watched my podcast for a while, you know I am knitting a Suburban. However, and I'm sorry for all the guys, I do that all the time and I'm trying to stop, so I'm sorry. And I do it again. Oh my gosh. So anyways, the Suburban. Yeah, I have it going. It's still on my needles. I set it aside because I was doing other projects, but as you guys know, I wasn't 100% happy with the colors that I chose for it. I chose like this pretty, it's like a taupey brown color to match with my green, and then I have a pretty speckle color, and it's white with some pinks and greens in it. So beautiful. And at first when they were caked up, it looked like it was going to be a good match. I was trying to use from my stash, but now that it's knitting up, I'm not 100% happy with it. So I've actually been contemplating, since I've seen these, that I might actually just take that apart, which makes me feel kind of sad. I think I'm on the 3rd or 4th section of it. So I was just starting the first lace portion of it, so it's not like I have a ton invested. So I'm thinking that I'm just going to rip it out because I'm not happy with that and it's going to bug me. And I don't want to make it and then not wear it. So I'm thinking I'm just going to take it apart. I do have a second color from Woolen Vine Yarns that I got a while ago. It's like a peachy pink color. It's a gold speckle, or gold stellina base, sorry. And it's so beautiful. So I might actually include that one into it, or use the green and the speckle for something else and do this for the Suburban wrap instead. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet, but it's an option. So yeah, you guys will probably see this in a project very, very soon because I am just overly excited about it. So yeah, this was my happy meal day. So that's all I have for Happy Meal this week. There's probably some stuff coming in the next couple weeks. I may have been a little bit bad. So yeah. I have a couple shipments that are coming from overseas, so I'm not exactly sure how long they're going to take to get here. So yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's it. So that's all I have for you guys this week, and I will see you guys possibly next week or maybe 2 weeks, depending on how much stuff that I actually managed to get done. So yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome one. You can check the description box below for all the show notes and links to my Instagram, which I forgot to say at the beginning, but you can find me on Instagram as xcountrygirl1986x, and no, hang on, you can find me on Ravelry as xcountrygirl1986x. Wow, I don't even know my own usernames. You can find me on Instagram as Inspiredknittingpodcast, and you can find our Ravelry group as Inspired Knitting Podcast. And if you wish to reach out to me, you can do so at sweetcomfortdesigns@gmail.com. Got it right. So you can head on over to our Ravelry group and do join. You can introduce yourself and share what you're working on as well. But yeah, you can find show notes from every week, and I do have direct links to all the projects that I talk about. So yeah, all that fun stuff is over there. So you can go check that out. Do thumbs up the video if you liked it, and do subscribe and all that fun stuff. I hope you guys have a cool and happy week ahead of you, and I hope you manage to get some crafting done. And yeah, I just hope you're having a fabulous summer. So until next time, guys, I will see you later. Happy knitting. Bye.